Howdy you all! In the previous video we took care of the image nodes. We did quite a lot of work to make to allow file uploads to them and to allow copying from web URLs. And now we have that functionality done. We did a pretty good job. After the screencast was over, I reviewed what we've done over the day, and I thought that Bing did a really good job in the previous video. Good enough that I'm in fact going to switch my default browser to Edge from Chrome. It didn't do a perfect job. We had to do a lot of searching afterwards on our own to confirm what it said, but it put us very near the optimal solution. Whether that be turning the image stream into base64 like it did originally, or directing us to using the URL object create something method. I forgot what it is called. And today we are going to take care of saving and loading the diagrams. We are finally going to make this project useful. Right now it loses all data after we reset the browser, so there is not much point to it. But after we do the saving and loading, we'll have what could be considered a prototype of the Helix visual novel compiler. Before we start on that, we're going to have to do some... Yeah, we're going to have to retouch the project a bit. Yesterday we've seen how hot module reloading doesn't work with .NET 7. It's not our fault. Since I've shown you the issue yesterday, and there has been some activity. So maybe by the time a new .NET 7 version rolls around, the problems will be resolved. But for now, instead of wasting our time on that, we'll just downgrade to .NET 6. We don't need the 7 or 8 anyway. Let's get started on that. Let's start at downgrading the project. That will enable us to use hot module reloading. We'll do that by starting a new solution, or maybe just... Okay, no, let's just start a new solution. No. Let's just start a new project. We'll add a... What am I doing? We'll add a new project here. We'll get rid of it later, but for now I just want to see Blazor. We need a Blazor project. Blazor WebAssembly SDK 6. Okay. I just want to see what its config file looks like. We have this. Okay, we'll just get these versions and replace the ones in Helix. We'll comment these out. Here's the latest WebAssembly package. I think it's the latest. We'll have to check it out. Winget search .NET. This will give us a list of all the packages with the .NET tag. Let's see. We have the SDK 6 here, 6.0.408. Then, if we do a .NET list SDKs, yeah, we have one. I do. Good. So this is perfect. Now, oh yeah, we need to put the .NET 6 here, and the other project. We also need to put .NET 6, and hopefully it should work. The Blazor diagrams should be compatible, but I'm not sure about Mad Blazor. The only way to find out is to try running it. Why is this giving us a type error? It's just stale data. Let's try running it. We'll get rid of this Blazor app one. We'll delete the project from the file system. We'll go into edit, in open it, and we'll open it in terminal, then .NET watch run. I'm not too sure what's going on. Let's try .NET clean. We'll try it in the base folder as well. Then we'll try .NET Watch Run again. Maybe the errors will go away. I sure hope so, and they don't. Source generator, missing compiler, required member, system runtime, compiler services, required member attribute, ctor. So is there something wrong with the constructor, or is this something having to do with MadBlazer? Okay, let's check out MadBlazer. MadBlazer. Maybe the library is meant for .NET 7. I don't know. It should be supported on both the .NET 6 and .NET 7. Okay, I'll pause here and do some research as to why that is going on. Maybe I'll ask Bing. Be right back. Okay, I see. Maybe all we need to do is, instead of using the .NET 8 Preview 3 as the SDK for this project, we need to put inside the globals file so it uses the .NET 6 SDK to compile it. It worked for .NET 7 using... It seems .NET 8 Preview 3 can compile .NET 7 projects, but maybe the case is that it cannot do the same for .NET 6 projects. Okay, let's do a search. Okay. I'll pause a bit. We just need to create the globals JSON and paste the distance set version to the one we are using. Let's see. This should be in the solution itself. Global. Now, which one was the... that's net list as the case. Okay, good. Now we'll restart the server. I'm pressing Ctrl R and it's not restarting for some reason. Let's shut it down, run it again. We are using the invalid option for a lang version. Of course, we'll just take this out. And the latest C# doesn't have the required members. And we are still getting the ctor error. Let me pause again. Sorry about this. Okay guys, I'm back. I've looked into it and my conclusion is that we can't fix this error. I think the error is because the .NET 6 SDK is using some... I mean, the error is because our own projects are using the advanced features of .NET 7, like the required members that was added only recently. And to make use of it with .NET 6, we'd have to downgrade it manually. I mean, rewrite the code so it's compatible with .NET 6. I don't want to do that. I want to use the latest features of the language. I don't want to... I was willing to just downgrade the project to .NET 6 if it didn't involve any changes, but if it did, then I don't want to do it. Let me just do a little rant. .NET Watch Run fucking sucks. Because it's always broken, it can't take launch profiles properly, it can't do hot module reloading as it should. It's a pile of shit right now. We're going to have to make do without hot module reloading. Seriously, fuck .NET Watch Run. Now, do we need to reload this project or something? I mean, it compiled properly, but the ID can be a bit wonky. It just needs to reanalyze it. Why is there an error? I mean, this thing is running, but it just needs to reload the project. Let me pause a bit, I'll get it to work. Okay, I've restarted the ID and the red lines have gone away. Now, let's finally do some work instead of bashing our head against how to make the build process run properly. The .NET Watch Run simply is usually more broken than it isn't. In Preview 4 it doesn't work at all. Now it doesn't work with .NET 7 projects without having .NET 8 Preview 3 installed. It doesn't work with F# projects. It doesn't take in launch profiles properly. I don't know who is working on that. They should do a better job. Okay. Now, let's get rid of these counter, fetch data, and index pages. Actually, not the index page. The index page should be the diagram. My text. Okay, let's take the diagram trial. We'll place it over the index. No, we don't. We'll set the page title to Helix. Now we can get rid of this. Oh, great. Okay, let's try running it. Image component. Oh yeah, we forgot to take care of the navigation bar. Now menu, diagram trial. Honestly, I'd get rid of all of these. If I get rid of the nav menu, where is the main layout? It's in here. Mod app bar. Where is the on line 18? Here is the nav menu. It's in main layout. Okay. We'll get rid of it. Alright, I switched Edge to my main browser, but I still have as a part of mem. Oh yeah, now it's taking out space to the side. How can we get rid of that? This is the drawer. Drawer open. Can we just close it? Yeah, we'll close the drawer like this. Later in the drawer we could, for example, put in the compilation pages, but for now we don't need them. It's pretty good. Okay, now let's do some refining. Like, I mean, I started the rant about .NET Watch Run, but it's just artificial agitation. It's not worth. The best way to spend the time programming is to just make progress on the things you care about. Okay. Compilation component. What I want to do is replace this div with mad text. Mad text typo. I really do love how autocomplete shows me everything I can select from. The main benefit of using a component library like this over just raw CSS and HTML tags is that it gives you all the components up front, even though we could implement all of this back end, and this saves time. I mean, it restricts your design space considerably, but that's a good thing, because it restricts it to something that's visually appealing. But if we use the raw CSS, since we aren't front-end designers, we'd have to put in a lot more effort to get to that point. Well, let's try body one. I wonder what kind of typography that is. I'm gonna just make the drawer closed by default. Drawer open. We'll set it to false. This will trigger a recompilation, but we can't do anything about that yet. Hopefully the .NET 7 will fix the problems soon. Compile. QE. Yeah, this isn't bad. Now we're using a proper matte Blazor component. Maybe if we added some kind of an image. Yeah, this image is okay. Yeah, I'd like one thing I'd like is to add some space between all the paragraphs. This should be pretty easy. Now, where is the stack? We are putting it on a stack somewhere, aren't we? Or are we just... yeah, we're just slamming the components right down. We'll use a stack. We'll put the for each inside like this, and then spacing. Should it be something like 2 pixels? Or maybe not. Maybe it's... I'm not sure what it is expecting. Oh yeah, I think there is some space here now. If we set it to 0, doing this kind of style is really a pain, because until we get the saving and loading, it will force us to do all this again and again. I won't be doing much more styling after this, I mean right now. I'm just interested in how it looks. Yeah, the space is much lesser. Okay, 2 is perfectly good. I think this is this 2 pixels, 2 EM, I'm not sure. Mod stack spacing on that duck go. We can look it up. Spacing. It can be changed to any number between 0 and 16, so it's some kind of custom thing then. Oh, this is using mod paper, mod stack. Okay, let's get back to things. I want to modify the context menu so the compilation node is at the bottom instead of in the middle. It should be text, image, and the compilation. Now, yeah, the context menu should be in the index now. Here's the mod menu. On click, yeah, all we have to do is change this, and now the order should shift. Let me just pause for a bit so I can think about what we want to do. Okay, I had some time to think about it. There are 2 things we can do, and we'll have to do them both eventually, but we'll start from the first one. Remember, okay, maybe if you're watching this for the first time, you aren't aware of it, but in the Fable series we touch briefly upon IndexedDB and the local and session storage. If you have something like let me just show you. Okay, we'll use Google briefly. I mean Google Chrome. Skeledraw. This is something I've written in a previous video. When I load this application, as you can see, it stores everything in memory somewhere. I didn't do anything to save it manually, it just did it on its own. So it is either storing this in local storage or in IndexedDB. There are no other choices. The application also has an option for the Skeledraw application also has an option to save to disk. It can also make a shareable link. Okay, this is just the premium version of the application. If you save to disk, it will open this modal window, or let's call it a file browser, and this will allow us to save the file to disk. We want to do that for our own project, but first we will want to save to figure out how to save the data to IndexedDB. I know how to do that with Fable, but I've never tried it with Blazor, so we'll do that first of all. Let's try Bing. Press Ctrl-Shift period to open it. Hi. How do I save data to IndexedDB in Blazor? And it should give me something better than if I put this into Google, based on our recent experience. Razor. I'll pause a bit so I can read this. Okay, let's put this into the search so I can see what this does. I'm also wondering, we need to be skeptical what Bing is saying to us. Maybe there is something native to Blazor. This is only the old version, the old way of doing things. Blazor IndexedDB. The blog still comes up. Okay, let me pause a bit so I can read this, and I'll come back with the summary. Okay, I looked over this a bit, and it's very bare bones. It first uses some JavaScript code to start an index.b, and we are supposed to be calling that from Blazor. I'm not interested in that right off the bat. Let's oh, this is from 2019, so it's quite old. Okay, let me pause and I'll read this and come back with a summary. I did some research. I looked into the packages on NuGet on accessing index.db, but it's all abandonware. That post I showed you is from 2019. 2 years later, the package was archived by its author, and there are no updates. Many other packages on NuGet are in a similar state. So at this point I have no choice. We are going to use the localforage package that we used in Fable previously. We'll just paste it into the project folder and import it using a JS script. Okay. We'll save this to somewhere. Actually, let's just create a file here. I can't just copy it so easily. Let's create a JS folder. JS. We'll paste it. Localforage min JS. Copy paste. I wonder what the size of this is. Where does it say that? Let's just open it in the terminal. There. Oh, it's 30 kilobytes. This isn't too big for our needs. I mean, I don't really care either way. Now we'll have to add it as a script. We'll save. It says the hot reload was successful. If we load it and go into the browser console, it says nothing here. Oh, now we'll just reload the application. Localforage is not defined. Ah yeah, sorry, we put it in the JS folder. I forgot about that. JS. We'll save. We'll go back to the browser. Oh, this is great. It seems everything is working correctly. Where is the set item, remove item, get item? Yeah, these are all that we need. This package isn't like a usual database. The one covered in the blog post is supposed to function more like Entity Framework Core with its object relational mapping features. But this one is just a key value store, which is pretty more than good enough for our purposes. It's similar how local storage works, except this one is a bit better. It has a higher capacity and is asynchronous, while local storage is blocking. So for that reason, it's not recommended for use in real browsers. I mean, it's not recommended for real use in browsers. Now we'll have to create the bindings for it, or maybe you can just use it like this. I think everything should be fine if you use it like this. First, let's just create a new component, something to test the database. We'll create a database test component. We'll create some kind of button. Okay, let's just button, mad button. Oh, load database. Oh, store database. We'll put this in a stack. Mad stack. Let's what is this routing? Oh, I see. Great. It should be true. Then we'll have a mad text field. Mad text field. How did that generic for this work? Let me just pause away to check out the text component. Oh, it took a bit of work to get it to work. I mean, to act like a regular text component. We just copy paste this. Now, let's create a new node. I'll go into the Helix Fan project, create a new node. Oh, database test. Oh, now we'll have to register it. Where is that? Oh yes, it's here. Test node. Oh, whoops. It should come in text instead of text. Then we'll go here. This should be component. Yeah, now we have it registered. Now we need the database test node. Should this be a parameter? Parameter required. Okay. C# is so verbose. Public required. Get set. Great. Now we'll do the on click for these two. On click. On store data. Okay, let's just on store. Okay, let's do on store. Maybe on store task. We don't need the mouse event arguments. Then we'll, oh yeah, we need to inject the JS runtime. Inject IGS runtime. JS. We don't need the semicolon. Let's in JS invoke async string localforage. What's the API for this? It should be get item. Where is the get item? Show me the get item. Local storage get item some key. Okay. Oh, alt tab works between the tabs in Edge. I didn't know about that. Okay. Get item. This will return a task of string, except this returns a value task. Can't convert. Okay, var x. Or maybe no. Instead of doing like this, await something like this. It should be async. Yeah, now this is good. This is on store. It wants to rename it. Okay, rename it. This should. You also need onload. Oh no! This should be onload. Onload. Now we'll also need the onStore. Store. On click on store. On store, and this should be async task. Async task. This should. We won't need to await this one. It should be invoke async void, or is it void async? I'm not sure. Void async. Void async. Store item. This should be storing the node text. Now, why is it complaining? Oh yes, it's a value task. I wonder if I could just put in a value task here. Would that work? The return type is void. This shouldn't be right. I see. I should just remove this async here. No, yeah, now it gives me an error here. Yeah, we need to use a regular test. There is no choice. I was just experimenting to make sure. Now that we have the load and store, the problem is that here it's not. I think it should be taking a key instead of just, yeah, not just text. And yeah, now we're saving and storing a key. Let's add a breaker. Oh yeah, I know I forgot something. That something would be to set the node text. And yeah, we don't need to return a task of string. Instead, it should just be a regular task. Yeah, now I just want to play around a bit to see if loading and storing works. This is the most basic of the basics. Until we have this foundation established, we won't be able to do anything with the project. In theory, it should work, but in practice, who knows? Oh yeah, we forgot to add the node to the context menu. That's what I mean by practice. It should be in the index. Add database test node. Database test. Why is not offering me to create method? Who cares? Yeah, we need new compilation node, new database test node. This one doesn't have any ports, so we don't need that. Return. Now, okay, database test. Database test. New database test node. Then, now it should be in the context menu. Is everything alright here? Yeah, I put in text again. Oh, great. Let's store it in the database, and then handle error has occurred. Localforage store item can be found. Well, this is exactly why we are testing this. So, have we done anything wrong? Set item, and we are using store item. Yeah. Okay. Change, press Ctrl+Shift+S to recompile it all. QE. Now if we erase it, let's just reload it completely. If we load from the database, it will load the item. Great. Now, what should we do next? Let us think. We can get and set the items in this text field. Let me pause a bit so I can think about it. Oh yeah, I just wanted to remove from the index this. We don't need this anymore. Now let me get back to thinking. Okay guys, I had breakfast and had time to think about what we want to do next. We'll move on to storing the entire diagram state into the IndexedDB as a single key. And we'll implement storing it like that and then loading it back using the database test node. Just for now. Later we'll make it so it does the saving and loading automatically when the application is started and exited. But for now we'll test it manually. what we'll do is similar to in the compilation node. In the compilation node, yeah, it should have a diagram. Where is the diagram? Excuse me while I figure that out. Okay. Oh yeah, I forgot. In this compile we just have a starting node, but this time we do in fact need a diagram. Just where is this method used? Oh, it's used in onCompile. And does this thing have the access to the diagram? Oh, the diagram is injected. Sorry, I was so occupied with that LDAC project, with converting the LDAC project to Blazor that I forgot the details of this project. So we are injecting the diagram here, but I'm a bit confused as to why that's even possible. It's diagram canvas, cascading value. Let me just pause a bit here so I can review. I completely forgot. As you can see, we are instantiating the diagram here as a scoped service. So that is what allows us to inject it. I just forgot. Sorry about that. We inject it here, and then we can use it in the compilation node. We don't need it here, so we'll get rid of it, and we'll pass this here. Thank you, Rider. Now we have access to the diagram. And here in the onStore, we should go over the diagram and convert everything to JSON, then store it instead of the node text. But instead of doing it here, we'll make this function on the F# side, because this is the kind of thing F# is good at. Now, let's just do it on this module. Save load. Okay, maybe let's name it store load. Then let store the helix diagram. Why is this type not showing up? Helix port. Helix diagram is here. Okay, that isn't really a problem. We can just import a regular diagram. It's not like we need to upcast it to the helix specific one. Yes. Focus me. Now, if you want to go over all the nodes, we can just do something like seek to array. We just array map function, and we have three types of nodes right now: image, compilation, database, and test node. Okay. Let's start with the test node as n. Now, of course, we need a text, but we also need the position, we need the ports. And what do we do about the links? Last time, in the previous video, was it the case that the links had that they were attached to both the source and the target. I think that was the case. So then maybe it would be better to do the links separately from the nodes. And right now we don't really have the ports separate from the nodes. I mean, they can't be variable. So we can just go. So we can just okay, I'll show you what I want to do. Type stored nodes. Text node of string. String. Let me just say, I'm really considering going back to base 64. Managing blobs is really quite difficult. I mean, I did say that base 64 has a 33% overhead over just using binary data, but we have to consider that this binary data will in fact be compressed PNG JPL, and I think in the browser renderer it won't be. So it will be compressed either way. So I don't think it really matters all that much, but we'll see how it goes. And then we have the compilation node of, I don't know. We don't need to store these render fragments, who cares. Database test node of what? Okay, we'll get rid of the string here. We don't need that in the database node. Database test node. Oh, where did I put it? Comment. We'll comment it out later. Now what we'll go over all the nodes and convert them to this type, this union type. This will be easy to serialize using something like .json. Now, okay. As text node and we'll also put the position here. Let's position, and this is just a point. Hopefully it will be able to serialize this. Okay. Why I'm putting in the size? We need text. Image node. And image node. Source. Oh yeah, what do we do about this else case? We'll throw an exception. Okay, we have the store here. Then now let's install .json. Manage NuGet packages. Let's see, JSON.net. .NET Core. .english. Maybe instead of installing this package, maybe we can use the regular system text JSON, so serialize and deserialize functions. This would free up a dependency. Let's give it a try. I mean, we don't really care how the data looks when stored. Okay, system text JSON. We are on .NET 7. System text and JSON. Okay. I meant to tab into rider back. Okay. For next, yeah, system JSON serializer. Serialize to JSON. Maybe it won't be able to serialize the point. In that case, just turn it into a tuple. It's no big deal. Let's open this. The reason we are doing this because when we use the localforage library, it will automatically call JSON stringify, so we can't really serialize binary data or anything else. And that's in fact why I'm considering going back to base 64. One of the reasons. The other reason is that we won't have to manage saving and loading lobs explicitly. Later, when we do the replay buffer, I mean the undo buffer, that will make things a lot easier. The performance of this doesn't really matter too much. It's a 33% overhead might be worth it. So the compiler, so the runtime itself takes care of the memory management. Managing unmanaged objects manually is never fun. I mean, the Rust guys are crazy about it, but I couldn't care less personally. I don't see that as a part of programming skill. Rather than having a language that allows you to be better at manual memory management, it's actually a lot better to come up with an algorithm that completely obliviates the need to do that at all. And we call that garbage collection. Now, yeah, it won't get the diagram back. Instead, is there a way to maybe? Yeah, we need the diagram. We need a string. Now, I need to do some experimentations. For example, we'll get whenever the load is called, we'll get a diagram. Now, can we just somehow clear it at the start, something like refresh, reset. I don't think it has something for that, but okay, I'll pause a bit here so I can do some research on how to clear the diagram at the start. Okay, we'll have to do the links and the nodes manually. I don't it doesn't have anything, but it's not like it's a big deal to do it like this. No, JSON serializer. Oh, this serialize. And what this thing gets? Store nodes point. Let's make it a type alias. Now it should automatically deserialize to this particular type. F-sharp's type impermanence is excellent, so it will automatically pass in the generic type argument. Now, now we have to go over it. Array map now we do have a problem. I'll tell you what it is. First, let's just do a single case so I can highlight it, text node. Okay. Oh, now we are supposed to be adding the text node to the diagram, but the problem is that we don't have the functions to create such nodes. The functions happen to be in the C# project, which is a child of, which is independent of the Hilx one, so we can't even link to it. Let me just locate it. Is it in index? Yeah, it's over here. We should be moving all of these to the F# project. We'll move all of this to the F# project. In fact, this look at this new text node, new image node, new compilation node. These should be constructors. We'll cut out everything from here. We'll add it to here as a comment. Maybe the Helix port should be first. We'll go over it one by one. First, let's move the port up. Now we'll work on the text node. If we look at the text node, it does it here, then add some ports. Yeah, I have no idea why I did this stuff. This should be the constructors. This should all be in the constructor. So let's get to it. I mean, let's start with this one. Text node and the constructor. There are actually two ways of doing constructors in F#. The first one is, to just use various statements here, do blah blah blah, and the other is to do new. But this is how F# does constructor overloads. And this way is much better than the way C# does it, because when you, for example, if I wanted to change the name of the text node to something else, I wouldn't need to rename it also in the constructor. I have no idea why object-oriented languages opted for such a design, but it was pretty stupid, and F# fixed it. Oh, now, yes. We need to do not need to assign the text property explicitly, but we are going to get the reference as this. Maybe yes. Then this add port. Instead of this, I should just use the node. Who cares? Yeah, do node. Where is this? Oh, ignore. This doesn't have an iDisposable, so we don't need a new keyword. I like this about F#. If a type doesn't have an iDisposable interface, then the new keyword will be unnecessary to prefix to call the constructor. But if it is, we'll get a warning in the editor, and that's pretty good. Oh yeah, now it's much better. Okay, we are done with the text node. Do we even need we need to set the default in the image node. I'm confused. Why are we getting an error here? Image node is not compatible with the type text node. Who? Yeah, well, unless it's interesting that it actually infers the types of the helix port from how they are used. Here we are passing the node, which is a text node, into helix port, so it thinks it's a text node. But in fact, we can specify its parent manually, and it will do the right thing. Now, yeah, and we have a database test model. Okay, this one is pretty straightforward. Doesn't need a constructor. A new compilation node. It just needs the first. Do as node. Not bad. To canvas point, we need to use the diagram to get the relative mouse point. I see. Let me pause a bit so I can think about this. Okay, I thought about this, and there isn't really too much point in thinking here. We'll just to canvas point x and y, and also the for diagram, the get xy. Why is this giving me an error? Oh, this is a namespace, not a. Module, yeah, utils. I just put in utils when I don't have any better ideas. You can always just refactor it later. I mean, people say that naming is the hardest part of programming, but I'm not sure about that. I never had trouble with it personally. Okay, so you can argue that utils is maybe a bad choice, but you can just come back later and change it. I mean, the IDs these days have F2 and they'll rename everything. This isn't a dynamic language. This is one of the advantages of statically typed languages, like F# and C#. I mean, I didn't really use the ID rename functionality for the longest time. Like, I didn't use it for the first 3 years as a programmer, and then I tried it out, and boy, it was amazing. Rename the ability of the ID to rename the type names is great. You should use it whenever you can. Yes, where was I? Yes, add node. EV mouse event args. Func. Yeah, we don't need this anymore. We'll just. Yeah, we need the diagram everywhere here. It's maddening. Like, can't we do something better about that after all? Okay, let me pause. I need to think about it some more. Okay, I thought about it a bit. I understand why this is so convoluted. I mean, these constructors all take in points. But to get the exact point, we need the diagram, and we need to get the relative mouse point. Otherwise, the x and y coordinates will be on the screen, not relative to what they should be on the canvas. This function projects them to where they should be on the canvas. So, this is an annoyance. And we need this. Mouse event node constructor. The is diagram. The nodes add F. we'll fold this in. To canvas point. Node. Oh no, why is this? Ah, it also takes in a range, so point node model. It's way easier to do function types in F# compared to C#. Now oh yes, and this is good. Let me just try one thing out. I mean, what I'm going to do probably isn't going to work, but this is probably going to be an function that produces an F# function, but just in case it doesn't, that would be a good finding. Now let's go into index eraser. Yeah, this is exactly what I want. ev utils, add a node. Diagram. Node constructor. This should be text node. Or maybe new text node. Yeah, notice the type. These arguments aren't actually uncurried. They are curried automatically by the compiler. So yeah, we need also need to pass in the ev. And why? Text node. Okay, this part gave me a lot of trouble previously in the LDAC project when I was trying to construct union types, but these aren't even union types. So what is the problem? Maybe okay, let's do it like x new text node x. I didn't want to accept F# functions. Okay, let me just pause here so I can figure it out in silence. I need to play around with this for a bit and don't want to annoy you by going back and forth. Okay, I figured out how to do it. We need to use the F# func from converter to convert the C# function into an F# one. This is kind of really annoying, so let's just go into the F# project and we'll modify this so it's a func. Import the missing references. What is its problem now? Does it need to be invoked or something? Yeah. Okay. You know, it's really a pity that F# and C# have so many incompatibilities. I mean, there's no real need for them to have different, for example, records or functions, but they do. What we'll do now is also give the rest the same treatment. Now can we extract this a bit? This is we don't really need to write so much. Yeah, we don't need to apply the diagram here, and we could just pass in the constructor. Node constructor point node model. Let me pass here while I figure out how to make this, how to make nested functions in C# work. Okay, I won't pause there, and there have been some changes. I managed to figure out this flow. This is actually better than I thought it would be. You have a method create node, and it returns a function that we pass on here. I mean, it would be better if we could write it like in F#, and C# is a kind of enal, and requires all the objects to be created using the new keyword. That's why we can't just apply it directly. But whatever, we'll have to make do without it. Image node. Compilation node. Yeah, this is okay. This is about as good as we can make it in C#. We have nothing to complain about. Now, what's the next step? Yeah, now that we have all this, we can in fact create these nodes. Alright, instead of this, there should be a point here. Yes. Now text node P, and the text should be S. You can in fact set properties like this in F#. It's a bit different to how it is done in C#, but it's possible. Oh, now we have to go through the rest of them. Actually, just SP, or maybe let's do it like this. Fun NP. No, let's just stick to what we have. We have our form, we shall stick to it. Image node P source Yes. What's the problem? He's expecting an image node. Node model. Compilation node. This one doesn't have anything. Compilation node. P. Actually, this. Let me just mention something. Usually, I just stick to either snake case or camel case. I'm not usually when declare types, I'd never use underscores like this before. But I mean, I had plenty of types when you have something like a type that starts with a big with a capital letter, then it has a bunch of abbreviations, then you have it continue into something meaningful. And I think on reflection, it's much better to just put an underscore between the prefix and what should be the rest of it. Just my 2 cents on the subject. Database test node P. Great. Oh, now does we have this? We have the nodes. Yeah, we deserialize, then we convert it to nodes, then we have to add the nodes. What nodes? Actually, if you think about it, the nodes. No. The nodes add. It has 2 overloads. One is for a singular. For adding singleton items, and the other is for adding collections. And if we do this, it will just add the collection, since it knows this is an array. Now we are missing the links, but never mind that for now. We can add the links later. Let's just see if what we have right now works. Then we can come back later and add the links. Now maybe we'll add this to the F# function as well later. No, I'm just thinking. Yeah, we are missing something definitely. I mean, we can't use this. We have to use the F# now. The functions in the F# libraries. Yeah, this is a good time to get rid of this property. We've gotten rid of it. Now it's telling us we have an error. We don't need the text, the mud text field anymore. Who cares? Then var text. We have the text now. And then we'll call the utils. No, not this. Store load. Oh. Accidentally had the control pressed. Store load. Load. Diagram. Text. This should now load all the text into the diagram. Now we'll just inline this instead of doing it manually. Can I just inline it manually? Yeah, I mean using the editor. Yeah, it can. Great. No. It shouldn't be the text. Let's just name it a diagram. diagram, and let's name it diagram nodes. We'll make that so it's distinct from the links. Maybe we will just later decide to cram it all into one field, but it doesn't matter at the moment. Now, yeah, store load. This one we need to store. It needs to be a string of what kind of string? Let me think about this for a bit. Yeah, this gets a string. It's a diagram. Let me just pause here. I need to think. Oh yeah, what am I thinking? We just need to pass in the diagram here, and then we are done. And I just got confused for no reason. Great, this is great. Does this need to be async? I think it does. Return. Oh yeah. I keep forgetting this is a value async. Okay. Oh no, I think we can move to the testing stage. Let's building it. Oh, has it built it? Where is this error warning? Image component on line 87. 87 is this line. Okay, not bad. Let's save it again, and we'll wait for it to recompile. And now the compilation is actually pretty fast. We don't strictly need the hotel loading. The big problem is that we lose access to all the state. And do I even have it open somewhere? Yeah, I had it here, but never mind that for now. We don't need the localforage. Okay, QEE, ASD, database test. Oh my god, isn't... okay, let's just modify this. We didn't do the database test component properly. It should really... yeah, it shouldn't be a raw stack, but something like a card. Add card. Yeah, we don't need the break here. Database test. This isn't about the way of doing it. Maybe it wouldn't be bad if it was a bit bigger, so we can drag it around. Yeah, we'll make it a bit bigger. How should we do it? Width and height. Maybe margin. Let's do it padding all, and then we'll have to look into the MAD Blazor documentation. MAD Blazor components. It's I meant to say that you have this initial load at the start because it's actually made in Blazor WebAssembly. Hopefully they'll make it better in the future. I mean, I watched a video by Google, and it's not that just Microsoft that is going into WebAssembly. There are probably similar projects being made for let me just have some water. There are similar projects being made for example, for Swift and I think Kotlin for the JVM. So it wouldn't surprise me at all to find competing WebAssembly products similar to Blazor for different platforms. I don't know if there are any right now, but they might be. Okay. Yeah, what was I supposed to be doing? Checking out the CSS utilities and where is the margin? Flexbox, borders. Let me pause a bit. Oh, here's the spacing page. That is what I was looking for. So we need something like PA, P or MA. M is for margin, A is for all four sides. But I told myself I wouldn't use margin anymore. So let's try first. Let's try padding first. So let's something like PA 8. PA 8. Oops. I have the numlock enabled. We'll save. Wait for it to reload. Control page up to change the page. Oh, it did exactly what I want with the padding. We didn't need margin at all. I love that. Okay, now let's put some text. QE ASD. We'll store the database. Of course, it won't work. It will give us some kind of exception, probably in the serializer. Yes, what this exception means is that system text JSON serializer is shit. We'll have to use maybe .json, no other choice, but that isn't a bad thing. Except that it maybe bloats our package size. Okay, NuGet. Hilksun. Where do we get rid of the system? Whatever. .json net auto. Shouldn't there be now auto? Sorry. Air code auto and to is a toString. I thought there will be serialized, but maybe we just need toString. Space int value. Okay, we don't need. Yeah, this should do it. And later, let me just copy paste this. Here. Decode. Maybe from string. Yeah, should be from string. What is this from value doing? Translate the code against the given JSON value. Parses the provided string and JSON and then runs the decoder against it. Okay. Wait, why is this unsafe from string? We'll use the unsafe, or maybe not. Why is it complaining? Oh, yeah, it needs the decoder. Oh, this has auto. Unsafe from string. This doesn't need. And this is safe always. Yeah, it makes safe. I mean, it makes sense that this would be safe always. It has the .NET type, and it would convert it to a JSON. But over here, the JSON it gets can be incorrect. That's the simplest way to put it. It could get random text and JSON that is broken, or simply a different format. No. Let's switch to the terminal. Okay, I want to close the console. I mean, it's identify your project's root folder to open source files in Visual Studio Code and synchronize changes. Okay, I'll set the demo root folder. Now, if I only knew where it was, it should be in WebDev, in Blazor, in this folder. Oh, now, okay, let's try database test. We don't need multiple nodes. Let's just do it like this. ctor generate auto encoder for Blazor diagrams geometry point. Yeah, I mentioned that this might that it might not know how to do that. I mean, the regular .NET types aren't serializable automatically. The reason for that, unlike records, is that they have methods on them. Methods are like functions. They are opaque. The compiler doesn't know how to turn that into JSON. Only regular data types like tuples, unions, records, and primitives over them, also arrays, and just primitive arrays or primitive component types. Only those can be serialized safely. Okay, now, okay, this should get to the point, and this should, yeah, when we store, we need to split it up. We need to convert these into tuples. To tuple. Point. I have to admit, suppose I was a C# programmer, I kind of getting an understanding of why F# isn't more widely adopted. I mean, who wants to really mess with all this intro stuff, unless they are a hardcore functional junkie like I am. I mean, to really use a C# and F# in tandem like I'm doing now, you need to be good at both languages. And most people are lazy, so they'll start off with C# and not really see the need for F# after that. I mean, you know what? I really wish that people would recognize how good I am for being able to use both languages like this. But the job market right now treats me like a piece of garbage. But maybe, who knows, the conditions will change. I picked the worst timing to find a job ever. In 2021, I took a break from programming to study 3D art and then wrote Simulacrum Heaven's but that was the best time to actually find a job. And now that I've decided to get a job, the job market has gone to hell. So I'm making these videos. Hopefully they count for something. Yes, this. Now we need to make the opposite function. To point xy, point xy. I mean, we don't even need to make this kind of abstraction. We just point. Yeah, not bad. It's compiled. Database test. Text. Store database. It's not crashing. We'll store it again. Let's move it here and then load the database. Oh, and it restores everything. For example, if we move this here and load it again, oh, it restores it. Oh no, let's add one more. No, wait. I meant to press Ctrl-Shift-I. I mean, I appreciate how in Edge they made the keys the same as in Chrome. That makes it really easier for me to switch. If they didn't, it would be harder. We'll erase this. Load it. Wonderful, wonderful. Now, if we do the links, we'll store it, then we'll load it, and the links get removed. We'll have to take care of that now. Links. Let me think. This is the diagram, the nodes. Okay, I will make this a nodes. But links, the links. Okay, focus me. I'm getting distracted. I mean, right now I'm thinking whether to remove this ctor array because it just does iterative pass over this the collection and turns it into array for no real reason. But we don't need it. No, wait. Well, I'll do it. I'll do it because I am awesome. And then we'll run into trouble with this. Nah. I'm not awesome. I'm just wasting time. Array map. Phone X. This should be a link. Oh, no. We have a link. What do we do with it? Is portless? So links can be portless. Is it attached? They should be attached, and they also have a list of vertices. I mean, why do they need a list of vertices? Shouldn't be just the source and the target be enough? Okay, let me pause a bit. I need to think about it. Okay, I didn't need to think about this too much, but what we'll do will be a bit difficult, a bit advanced. Okay, let the dictionary. I guess it will use reference quality anyway, so no, let's just make sure it uses the reference quality. Reference. This hash identity is just an interface that ensures whether it uses the reference quality or the structural quality. Reference quality is when you compare to reference type using their, reference, the pointer under the hood. It just compares all the objects have their pointers, and using this it just uses that for equality. But with structural quality, it compares their contents. Now, regular .NET classes don't have that, but F# tuples, records, unitypes do. And this is very useful when you are doing comparisons, to have that out of the box, otherwise you'd need to do it by hand. And C# records also have it, and the C# tuples. So we'll use this thing. Oh, whoops! I'm shadowing the diagram. No, the only question here is where should be assigned references to IDs. We'll just do it. The nodes sec iter fun x d we are using q for the dictionary. Then this node will be the key, and the value will be just some integer. In this case, in our case, I mean, there should be the count, the dictionary count. This way we'll map all the nodes to their integer values. No. We'll also, now we'll map their links to, we also need to map the ports for each of the nodes. Yeah. Okay, let's do it like this. It's offering to rename it to diagram, so I'll take the opportunity. Now we'll make this D nodes, which is short for dictionary of nodes. D ports. We need a dictionary of ports, and I don't know whether we'll need a dictionary of links. We'll decide that later. Now D ports. We'll also iterate over the ports. Yes, the port should be unique for all the nodes, so we don't need to worry about them being duplicated in the dictionary. So this is straightforward. Sec iter. No, we just add the ports. Now the ports count. We should be adding them. Oh, this is great. Add the nodes to the dictionary. Maps the ports. Rather than there, let's just make it two unique IDs. They are not necessarily theirs. I mean, I think the Blazor diagramming library constructor does in fact have an ID in here, but I think this could be nullable until we aren't setting this on object initialization. So we want to be using it. Maybe when we start work on the undo buffer, we might make use of explicit IDs, but they aren't necessary now. Okay, we have the IDs for the nodes and the ports. Now, yes, we'll map the links to the integer IDs. Okay, we have the link. We have the source node. ID source node. Will D nodes. Let ID source port D ports source port ID target node. Let's make it a bit more comprehensible. No, just go with this one. The ports, the target node. I mean, I hate writing this out like this. I wouldn't be doing it unless I was doing a video. And this is actually a bad habit of mine, because copy pasting this often leads to errors. Okay, now we can source node, source port, target node, target port. What is its problem? Good that we got a type error here. Okay, we have the links. Now, let me just say a few words about this. We don't actually need to return these dictionaries and store them, because we can just derive the dictionary from the node's position in the array. Likewise, the ports will also be in the same location. So after we, for example, get the nodes here, we can just derive the links. Nodes. We could actually abstract this part. We will right now. Diagram IDs private. How annoying. I should have copy pasted this, but then we'll return these two dictionaries, the ports, diagram IDs, diagram. Alright, it's going to go through the diagram, but instead of going through the diagram, what I prefer is to just pass the nodes directly. Nodes, node model sequence. Nodes, yes. No. Now we can get the maps. What? I just copy and paste this. This is one of the beauty of working on programming language related stuff. Everything is kind of symmetric here, and writes itself. Now, arguably these parts maybe we could do later using reflection, but for now I won't care about it. It's not really worth messing with it. Right, we need to make the links now that we have the maps. Let nodes, let links, and we have the links here. Oh yes. Yes, actually we do need the string for the nodes. A string for the links. String. It's a good thing I decided to store it as in two separate locations. No. We have to. Yes. We have to. Node t. Type link t. And this should be just int an array of all this, a pair of pairs array, link t, this is not t. We'll make it link t, and there should be node t as well. I should have used F2 to rename it, but I didn't. No. Yes, we have to get the links. We'll just copy this. We must make sure not to make a mistake here. Links t. Now we'll map over these. Yeah, array map function. We don't need a function, it's not a union type. Let's just move this over. I'll comment it out. And this is ID sport, ID target node. Now that we have this, we need to consider make the link. Actually, never tried that before. Link, diagram link. Maybe we need that. Yeah, we have the diagram. We have the links. We can add them. A base link model. Okay, so we need a base link model. What's that? Base link model. How do we make this? Source node, target node, source port, target port. So we only need the ports in the end. Oh, why does the target port? I mean, why can the target port be null? I don't really understand that. Yeah, I mean, maybe when you are dragging the link from the source port to somewhere else, it doesn't have a target port. So that's how it gets represented internally. That's the only thing I can think of. Okay, we'll have to change things. We don't actually need the nodes, but we won't remove it. Maybe we'll need it later. It's less efficient like this, but who cares? Okay, this will definitely change. What am I doing? Did I have an error maybe here? Try to get the we have the source node, the source port, target node, target port. Okay, no problem. Oh, it's complaining. Oh, no problem. Oh, now where were we? Oh yeah, source target. Source target. Oh, we're passing the source and the target, but we'll also, yeah, we need to add the reverse of this dictionary. No problem. Okay, we'll get rid of this after all. The ports, source, and we'll make it damn it, from to oh yeah, yes. Oh, let's make this ix. This should be 2. Maps the unique IDs to ports from, ports to. Why is it complaining? Because the, could it be because it's this is not a reference type? Yes. It's smart enough to know this. Good of the .NET type system. No. Yeah, it should be in store. In store we don't have just this, but we have the ports from. And in here we need to use the ports to. Oh, right. Now all we have to do is create, add the links to the diagram. We have the base link models. Oh, where's the diagram? Where's the diagram? Oh, we still have it as the give me the ports. No, the links. We need. My God. The links add. Great. Now we just have to add this to the. Or maybe no, we don't. The node should be unit here, yes. Oh, right. I forgot about this. And then let's make it let all the links. It's kind of a bit more readable like this. I'm usually in favor of brevity, but I kind of want to make things consistent. the nodes, add nodes. Why is it complaining? Yes. Deports to does it mean the base link model? Let Q let me pause a bit. Okay, I figured it out. And this is the abstract base class. We just need to use the link model instead. Okay. I'm gonna just upcast it to base link model after that. We can't create this type directly, but we can upcast to it. Links T. Why is this not defined? Link T. I mean, maybe it would be better if it wasn't an array. Let's do it like this. Every node, we must make sure not to make a mistake. How to serialize links from source. Oh yes, this needs to be an array. Even now that we have this, it doesn't have to be. We can make it a sequence. I mean, for some reason the C# always uses sequences. Even though arrays are more efficient. We can just make it this a seq. A seq is just a shorthand for I collection. Okay. Now seq. Oh, this is great. And the one good thing about sequences is that they are lazy. So this map probably won't get executed right away, but when it's time only to get added to the links layer, whatever that is, link layer. Okay, we have this should be enough to deal with the links. I mean, it seems intimidating at first glance, but it isn't a big deal. The undo buffer will be a lot harder. What is this? There's no argument given that corresponds to links. Store, load, download. Oh yes. We have to take care of things on the C# side. We have the diagram nodes. Load. We also need to diagram links. And then we'll just make it nodes and links. I mean, what else can they be? What the diagram, notes and links. Maybe if we put in later something other than the diagram, then this wouldn't be good. Okay, let's we'll make it like this after all, just to future-proof ourselves. Then what we have to do is also take care of this case. Diagram store. But this needs. Yeah, this just gets the diagram. But how will it also get our links? No, it's a bit weird. Let me just think of. Yes, this needs to. Yeah, I get it now. This returns a tuple of nodes and links. Wait, that isn't right. This is a string. This is a sequence of a link t. Oh, that's not good. It needs to be two strings. Okay, we need to. I mean, I just forgot this. To do this, no. No, all of these are strings. Both of these are strings. Oh no. Oh, let me close tabs to the left. Close tabs to the right. Var nodes links. And then this should require a parenthesis to make so the compiler knows it's a tuple. But it won't be an F-sharp tuple, isn't that? No. It's fine. The C# compiler can also destructure reference tuples like this, despite even though the C# tuples are value tuples. Set item diagram links. Okay, let's press Ctrl+Shift+S. It will recompile it. There aren't any type errors. Let's see if it works. Store the database. The snapshot rendering component. Can't generate autoencoder for system collection generic enumerable system tuple 2 helix stone also knows this one. Can't generate autoencoder. Okay. This should be here. Maybe the change to this is what's causing the problems. Okay, we'll make it an array after all. I'm just creating work for myself for no reason. Sec to array. Array sec map. Okay, it doesn't matter that there are map here. We just destructure this array map. Sec map works on arrays as well. All the sequence functions do. They are generic collection functions in F#. whenever you can, just use the array map because they are faster. I don't. That's how it used to be the case, but I don't know whether the Azure compiler has been optimized for this under the hood in recent times. My knowledge might be a couple of years out of date. Text. No, I meant to make this a database test. Store database. Oh, it stores it. Does it load it? Yes, it loads it. Then let's connect it. QE ASD store database. We'll also try removing the link and see whether it comes back. Yes, it does. It does. We did it. Now we have storage and loading capability for the diagram. We are extremely awesome and cool. Now, I mean, what now? We have this. We just have to make sure it runs this function so when the diagram loads, and that it also stores the diagram when we store it. And that's basically it. I mean, that it stores the diagrams when we close the tab. And that's basically it. That's what I meant to say. So now, okay, this is something you will ask Bing. Okay, Bing, in a Blazor web assembly app, how can we load stuff from storage during startup? This will give me a better answer than Google search, definitely. I mean, I don't trust these AIs for complex programming tasks, but I just wanted to tell me where I need to put it on initialize async. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, local storage gate item, I did that. And the interface is quite similar to the localforage. We could have just used the local storage, but it's fine either way. Maybe we'll add the functionality later, so the user can have multiple diagrams within the same application, maybe on different pages, something like that. Okay. Yes, we need to go to the index page on initialized. Actually, we want the async version. I should have used that. On initialized async. Give me async. And this call to base doesn't do anything. Instead, yes, we need to database test component. We'll store on load. Does it mean anything? Okay, for now I'll just copy paste it. Who cares? Who cares for now? Later we'll smooth out the rough edges. I just want to see whether it works or not. Inject IGS runtime JS. This will load it. Close. Okay, I'll close the tab. I mean, I don't want to close the tab, it might close the browser. But as you can see, when we reload it, it loads what we had previously. I'm pressing Ctrl R here. Oh, this is super great. Yeah, this we can be extremely pleased with ourselves. What we have to do next is make sure it also stores it when the browser closes. Let's ask Bing again. Okay, Bing, in a Blazor WebAssembly app, how do we store state to local storage when the tab is closed? I mean, how do I intercept the close event? Do I intercept the close event? That's what I really want to know. I know how to store in local storage. Oh, this is on unload. Oh, what is this dotnet invoke method async? Oh, can you call your dotnet methods like this? I don't know. I didn't know that. This is good to know, but we can't just trust it blindly and copy paste this. Since it has on initialized async, maybe it has on uninitialized or unload. We'll have to ask IntelliSense that. Unload on protected override on is this really the only way? Okay, let me pause here and then I'll look it up a bit. I don't trust Bing enough to just go with its solution. Now it's time for us to get familiar with the ASP.NET Core Razor component lifecycle. Here we have the on initialized, then there should be the opposite of that somewhere around here. On parameter set, on initialized. Alright, yeah. I don't know why I didn't think of this right away, but dispose should be called before the component is gotten disposed. So we can just store the data in that. Let's just go a bit further. State change, state can change, instant. Component disposal, synchronous disposable. Okay. Synchronous, moving dispose. I thought that it needed the prefix I dispose, but it seems not. I was wrong. Sorry about that. Should we use the asynchronous? Yeah, we should be using asynchronous. Async disposable. Sorry, I meant to tab back into Rider. Edge has a different behavior for when you use Alt Tab. And this is actually good because often when I use Alt Tab, I accidentally tab into DaVinci Resolve or whatever is in the background instead of what I intended. Okay. Yeah, it's as I said, you can just blindly take whatever Bing is offering you. Async disposable, it won't necessarily beat not inject, implements. It won't, whatever Bing offers you won't necessarily be optimal. Why is this giving me an error? Yeah, it's telling me that's not implemented. Okay, implemented. Async. Oh wait, maybe I don't need that. Instead, store load on store. Okay, we don't need the async. I thought it was just one. Maybe it was just one, we could return the latest one, but that isn't the case. Okay. What if we tried returning? Yeah, it won't work. Okay. Okay. We'll put this in front, put this in the back, Ctrl+Shift+S to save it, it will rebuild everything. Okay, now it should have rebuilt. Now if I reload by pressing Ctrl+R, it hasn't disposed it properly. Suppose I close the tab, then load this again. Not good at all. Maybe it would only store when, for example, switching pages within the same app, but not when the tab is closed. Okay, I'll just try the regular async. Async void. So this can be void. I don't know whether it will accept something like this, but it does. No, this doesn't work. This doesn't work, unfortunately. We have no choice but to go with what Bing is offering us. Let me pause here. Take a look at what it says here. Don't execute JS interrupt code for DOM cleanup task during component disposal. Instead, use the mutation observer pattern in JavaScript on the client for the following reasons. The component might have been removed from the DOM by the time your cleanup code executes in dispose async. In a Blazor server app, the Blazor renderer might have been disposed by the framework by the time your cleanup code executes in dispose async. The mutation observer pattern allows you to run a function when an element is removed from the DOM. For guidance on JS disconnected exception, Blazor serving apps is disconnected, blah 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 blah. Okay, let's see what this is. How am I supposed to use this? Okay, let me post this and I'll read it in private. Okay, I'm actually pretty impressed by Bing's performance here. This is a really good solution. I wish I could have thought of it. The mutation observer is not really what I wanted, but maybe this won't really work if I just, for example, switch pages. But it's not like we have pages to switch anyway. The diagram is actually in the scope as a the diagram is a scope service, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, the diagram is a scope service, so in fact this solution here is perfectly fine. It's shocking. Okay, I will go with this. Thank you, Bing. Thank you, Bing. Well, it deserves its likes. Also, if you are watching my video, make sure you click that like button, because I also deserve my own likes. It's not like I have many viewers, so every like counts. Okay, yes. Now, let's do what it said we should do. Into index.html. Function register download event. Not necessarily on some component, but I wonder if we could add to this event handler instead of assigning to it like we are doing here. Maybe add. Not really. Window in handlers. Okay, I just had the lunch, so I had time to think about how I want to do this. First of all, let's forget about this part. This part that we copy pasted everywhere, we'll get rid of it. In fact, we'll get rid of them. Then in the database test component, we'll copy this somewhere else, and that somewhere else is the helix diagram right here. This, yes. We need the IGS interop, IGS runtime, GS. Now introduce get only property. Make it private. So is this how it works? GS. Okay. We don't need this. And this. This will get passed into the constructor using dependency injection. At least that's what I think should happen right here. Or maybe not. Like, does it have to be like this? Sorry, I did I went a bit too far. Yeah, I don't need to pass an explicit constructor here. Just add scope should be enough. No. Why is there an error? Yeah, we don't need the iDisposable here. Or the IGS runtime. Yes. You know, and over here we only need the diagram. Diagram on store. Did I accidentally make it private? No, this is private. I mean, I want to make it public. Oh, this is right. No. On store. Diagram. Oh, this is perfect. Oh, now we don't have any test errors here. Now I want to go over what Bing said. He basically did this, but I find this a bit confusing. I'm not sure how it will know that it needs to call the specific method on a specific component. This is probably just calling static methods, so that's not good for us. On the other hand, this is something that we need to do. We need to create a .NET object reference, pass it to the JS runtime, and then call one of its methods. And this on before upload, instead of setting it like this, I'll show you what we need to do. Register unload event on component and add event listener. This should unload. Yes, this is unload. Excellent. Okay. Unload. So this needs to be on some component. And the particular component that it should be on is the index page. On JS invocable. Should be private or public. I'm not sure. Void unload. Diagram on store. Return task. Does this need to be? Oh yeah, we can't forget to make an object reference. On override on initialized async async or maybe not. Okay. this. We need to inject it again. Inject. IGS runtime. GS. We're calling that register unload event. Yeah. Yeah, there's no difference here. And what's the problem here? It needs to be a value task. Okay, async. Await. But is it really a problem if it's... No. Yeah, the override needs to be a task. There's no way around that. Okay, we are registering this component. And once it is time to unload it, it will invoke this private function. Hopefully you won't have an error due to it being private. Okay, Ctrl+Shift+S, so it recompiles everything. Oh yeah, I just oh yeah, I'm registering the unload event, but I forgot to also load the diagram. How did that go? Diagram on load. Do I need anything else? Oh wait. Oh yes, it needs to be async. Okay. Okay. Let's just save again. It didn't, so it compiles with this line. Great. Now we'll close the main chat and go back to Helix. If we reload, it loads the old one. If we reload here, does it store it? It doesn't. It doesn't store it. Why is this happening? I close the tab, I'll open a new one. Yeah, it's not storing the database for some reason. It could be that this isn't the right event to add it to. Let's try doing it like this. No, this isn't it. I have no idea. I'll have to I'll have to pass again to figure out what is going on. Because after I reset this, it doesn't really show me anything. I can't really printf debug it. Maybe I could go into the JS side and somehow put a debug point here. Would that work? I have no idea. Let me just pause here. Okay, I realized something. Instead of unload, the answer by Bing was using on before upload. On before unload, I mean. Now, let's try this. I'm sure it has the right thing. Let me rebuild it. Oh, this is super annoying. I have no idea. Oops, didn't mean to tap into that. Okay, I'll just pause again. Okay, I figured something out. We have on unload here, it passes it back the component, and we probably shouldn't be doing that. Observe the console carefully as I restart it. There is this red flash. It probably says that some kind of exception is uncaught. Now, suppose we did it like this. On load. This is on load. Oh wait, we have everything wrong here. Just what was I doing? I must have been crazy. We should be calling on store. No wonder nothing is working. We're still getting an exception. Maybe should we pass in the component as the first parameter? We're still getting that red. Oh no, this time it wasn't. Oh yeah, it was something. Okay, let me pause again. We'll get there eventually. Okay, we'll do a little test to make sure that we understand the .NET JS interop. I made this test invoke function. It just uses the invoke method async and calls the hello method. And this is no, this should be on test invoke. On test invoke. This should just print something to the console. Write a line hello, and this thing should invoke void async. It should invoke test invoke, and then .NET object reference should be this should be await, I think. Maybe new. What's the problem? How did I do that in the diagram? How did or was it the helix? Or maybe it wasn't. Now I'm where did I put that? .NET object reference create this. Okay. We'll create this, and this should call hello. I added this button. Oh yes, ever since I put in a return into that function, it started asking me whether I want to reset whenever I press Ctrl R. If I press cancel, for some reason I get this exception. Never mind that. Test invoke. Okay, let's reset it and then I'll test invoke. Test invoke. Nothing is happening. Maybe async. Oh wait. The type database component does not contain a public invocable method with JS invocable attribute hello. Is it public? No, it's private, so it does need to be public. Oh great, now it prints hello. Suppose we made it async, for example. Async task, something like this. Oh, what would happen? It would still work without issue. Okay, we have this. So then if we're going to helix diagram, onload, I need to focus. Oh yes, this is on unload. Okay, yeah, and it's private. Damn it. Yeah, if you look at it closely, there's still that exception going on. Suppose instead of just storing, let me print something to the console. Console, right align. Let's make it async. No, not something empty. No, let's try this. You, as a programmer, you'll often be doing this, figuring out why something weird is not acting as it should. As some component is not acting as it should. Okay, this basically always fails for me. I have no idea why. And suppose okay, let's do something. Let's database this component on suppose it try calling on unload. On unload. Wait, why is there on store here? How did that happen? When it's 5 or 6 p.m. you start making you stop focusing and start making dumb mistakes. it prints something here, as you can see. So that means it works. Okay. Maybe it will even store it. Why wouldn't it? Reload and reload. Oh no, let me reload it. And it works. It finally works. For fuck's sake. We finally did it. Did I even make this in Mockup? No, I didn't. We just need to do call on store here. We don't need to test this anymore. In fact, I'm going to get rid of the return. When I have this return here, you know how that pop-up comes up asking me whether I want to close the tab. That's because of this. Oh, and in fact, let's add an event listener. We shouldn't be before load. Yeah, we don't want to erase any other listeners that other functions could be putting here on this in the future. Who knows? Maybe we'll want to store something for different pages. Okay, let's save this. What reload the static file succeeded. Oh yeah. You also want to get rid of this. Database test component on test invoke. Okay, we'll name this on before unload, and over here on before unload. Now everything should be perfect. We're getting uncaught promises again. Oh my God. On before unload. It's public. I don't know why it's not working. Does it? Do I maybe need to put that return there after all? No, the return is there. Except okay, let me pause here. I'm going crazy. Okay, we have it like this now, and in fact it saves when I reload. But if I change the name here in index on before and paste it here, isn't not recompiling it for some reason. Yeah. Now it finally works. Thank God I did it, or thank fucking Satan. Okay. Yeah, the problem last time is that I simply didn't notice that it didn't rebuild the project despite me changing the method name. I have no idea why that happened. It just, if we remove this return, will it still work? Yeah, it does. If we close the tab and open it, yeah, it's perfect. Oh, can I close all the other tabs? Okay, I think with this we've succeeded in all our goals for the day. Yeah, we succeeded in all our goals, but I don't like this being called on the index page. We are running an event listener here, but we aren't taking it off anywhere. If we had multiple pages, this would end up registering them quite a few times. And because we can't really call JS, and because we cannot use the JS invoke async in the dispose method, we don't have any way of getting rid of this event listener. So what we should be doing is somehow adding this event listener at the start. We'll instead of this here, we'll move this into the diagram, into the helix diagram. This is just the unstore, no biggie. Index. This should be passing in the diagram here. Diagram. Now we should be registering this in the main file on the program startup. How can we do this? Builder. Builder services JS IGS. Get service. Get. How do I get a service? Let me pause a bit here so I can browse this without annoying you too much. Okay, I don't want to look too much into this, how to do it here. Instead of doing that in the main app, we'll do it here. JS invoke async. Now, do we have a way of getting it? Yeah, we do. Now, the only problem is that this isn't awaitable. So maybe we shouldn't be doing that in the helix diagram constructor. Let me pause again. Okay, this was exhausting, but let's try it out. This isn't very elegant, but I couldn't figure out a better way of doing it. Oh yeah, it works just fine. That's not. Yeah, this is great. Wait, this should be for the duration of the service. But suppose this was on the Blazor server. Then yeah, then this wouldn't work in that case there. Okay, and last try. This is my last idea for how to do this. It isn't exactly what I wanted to do, but if is first local variable, create field, create property, create field is first. Is first, yeah, false, true, JS. Oh, this way we can avoid doing it in the constructor. We can. I don't want to just launch a task and leave it to execute on its own. That could lead to concurrency errors. Wants me to rename it. This. We can't do anything about this. Yeah, now it works. And every time on load, it will attach itself to the. It will attach an event listener. But then we don't have a way of disposing it. I wonder. Yeah, maybe. I think for regular scope components, the dispose might work. No, I mean for regular classes. Disposable. Try the dispose pattern. I was wondering how I could remove it. Let's make this unregister. Remove. Remove event listener. But in that case we don't have the original lambda anymore. Where would we get it? I don't know. I was wrong. This doesn't matter. Suppose you have something like a Blazor server app. You in either case you only ever have a single event handler. If the user restarts the tab, I mean resets it, then it will just unload it automatically, so it doesn't matter. And I don't know if you do something like if the connection breaks and then restarts, whether this will add it again. I'm not sure. So maybe setting it. No, I won't concern myself with this anymore. Even though I'm really concerned about these kinds of slight details. I will design this component so that if it isn't first, so that if it isn't loaded, that it doesn't store. Otherwise, it will erase the entire diagram. And this is just failsafe. Okay. Is this all for today? Let me pause this for one final period of brainstorming, and then I will come back with a conclusion. Okay, let's say that this is it for now. We still haven't made it possible to save and load from local files, but that would not be difficult at all now that we have this. I mean, with all the functionality that we need is already implemented in these two functions and in the Helix Fun library. So that's no problem at all. What we need to do next is something that's actually difficult in terms of programming, and that will be to do an undo buffer. This will require some actual thought and some actual skill and some actual effort. Today the main difficulty was just simply getting familiar with the JS interop. As for the saving and loading, it was pretty straightforward, if time consuming. We got a good deal we got a good deal more familiar with the Blazor diagrams library today. Tomorrow we'll start work on the replay buffer. Leave a like, subscribe, it helps me out. It tells the YouTube algorithm that I'm doing a good job. And I hope that I am. If I am, do it. Vote for me by leaving a like. I will see you soon.